Before we get started here, I just wanted to let the YouTube algorithm know that I am a fully licensed medical grower in Canada, where it is fully legal. I have paperwork to back it up. Everything I do is 100% within the law of my country. And this is for documentation and entertainment purposes only. Hi everybody, CANNABEARD Grows here. How the heck are you doing? I hope you're well. Today on Friday Night Gardening, we're going to talk about, the weed. Surprise, surprise. So we got to talk about the 5x5. But first, before we get into the 5x5, which is looking absolutely amazing. So, one of the big things we're going to have to do here is we're going to try and force flip the outdoor plants into an early flower. I need them to start flowering now. I can't wait for another 2 or 3 weeks for them to get around to flipping it. I need it now, or it's going to be too late. They won't reach peak by the time frost and snow hits here. We get an early frost and pretty early snow usually, so we got to cut that thing down in like the beginning of October, not the end of October. In the past, I've done it at the end of October, even in mid-November, but I had a greenhouse that was protecting them. I don't have a greenhouse anymore, so we're going to have to do this a different way. So I'm going to put these tarps over the cannabis at around 5 o'clock at night until about 9 o'clock at night, until it's well, good, and dark. Then I'll take the tarps off. So what I'm doing is I'm trying to get them closer to a 12-12 cycle, putting them to bed early. After a couple days, I should only have to do it for maybe 4 days, maybe something like that, and then it should be good. Fingers crossed. Let me know in the comments before if you've ever done anything like this yourself and what the results were, because I'm curious. I guess I'm going to find out one way or the other. As well as we need to give it flowering nutrients, so we need to re-amend and top dress all of those outdoors with some organics. So start off with that. Then we'll get into the 5x5, and then we'll go take a look at the clones for the breeding project and see how that's all doing. Man, it's been hot out lately, like smoking hot. Anyway, like the video if you do like the video. Subscribe if you're not already, and if you have done both those things already, thank you very much. Yeah, let's get on with the show. Okay, so here is the outdoor. It's Friday morning. I've already removed all of the clover and done the top dressing and all that. But just use your imagination. Pretend this was yesterday when these were loaded full of clover. Not much different, but you're just gonna have to work with it. I didn't get footage yesterday before I defoliated everything, and yeah, that's what we got. Anyway, they're looking pretty darn big. They're looking good.
Oh, your ass is grass, and I just happen to be a lawnmower.
Now, that's not perfect by any means, but I got down to the soil again. Now we can start mixing some stuff, some new stuff in there. And then I got this big pile. Look at all this. This is just one plant's worth. And I give this to the rabbits and the chickens. Super good, super good. Okay, so here's what we're gonna do today. This is just super cheap potting soil I had handy, leftovers from some stuff that we were planting. And then I've got some GAIAGREEN bloom. I've got a big bag of worm castings and oyster shell flour. This is going to give me a little bit of calcium, and I'm going to mix it all together and top dress these 4 plants here. So running by the sort of ingredients, it wants about 20 cups for the amount of soil that I'm running. I'm going to use just a little bit less than that. This is a 4 cup container. I'm going to probably use maybe 3 of these. I don't know. We'll have to see how much it ends up being here. Okay, now get that soil over top of it to avoid as much like aerial dust as possible. I'm gonna put some of that other stuff on here. The oyster shell flour is, I probably should almost use the whole thing. I'm gonna use most of it though, not all of it, but I'll save myself a little bit for whatever. And now a bit of garden grade Epsom salt. I don't know how much to put in really. I'm not gonna put too much in, but gotta put a bit in there anyway. That gives the magnesium for the calcium and magnesium. Okay, and now for the worm castings. I'm gonna put probably, oh wow, there's stuff growing in here. Uh-oh. Well, that's not very good, hey? I don't want the stuff growing. What is all this? Yeah, look at that. There's freaking leaves, grass or something growing in here. That's probably not a good thing. I'm gonna put about half of the worm castings in this. Yeah, we get those leaves out of there. Yeah, that's all right. Okay, now I gotta mix all that up. There we go. That'll have to do it. That's mixed up fairly well. Okay, now we gotta get it into the pots. So this is what I got. I'm gonna kind of try to eyeball it as best I can and split it into 4 like that, and feed each section to each plant like that. Okay, now that I've got it all divvied out between these, I gotta, well, spread it out and work it in a little bit, I guess, eh? That's why I mixed it with soil, so it was not, if it's just top dressing, when you put top dressing on here, it tends to be fairly hydrophobic, and it won't, the water won't permeate it very well at all. And the fact that I'm mixing it with worm castings and a bit of soil is just gonna sort of like I'm adding another little layer of soil like that. Okay, now we water. And yeah, here we are, still Friday. Looking good. The sunflower has popped up. That's pretty cool. Yeah, I'm gonna have to get in here, I think next week, and do a pretty major defoliation. But I gotta do those days of light deprivation, or whatever the word is I'm trying to say, and hopefully that'll work. Right on. It's tarp time, tarp time. It's motherfucking tarp time, tarp time, tarp time. It's time to see if we can force them into flower by tarping them. Okay, here we go. Well, I've tarped them off. These are pretty flimsy tarps, so I don't know if it's really gonna do the job, if it's gonna block enough light, but this is the plan right here. So I've used some like clips to clip it on the back there a little bit, and I've just pushed some plants up against the tarp here as best as I can on sort of both these tents, tucked them in where I could, and hopefully we don't get a massive windstorm or something, because if we get a windstorm, this is going flying and there's nothing I can do about it. I didn't, they're not really pinned down, they're just kind of hanging there, so fingers crossed that no storm tonight. Okay, now that that's all done, let's take a look at this 5x5 here. Take a look at how the flower's flowering, eh? But first, before we get any further here into the show, we need to take a moment and thank today's sponsor, MARSHYDRO. Thank you very much, MARSHYDRO. I've been growing with MARSHYDRO almost exclusively for many, many years now, and I truly do love their products. If you want to love their products, use my name as a discount code. Save yourself a couple of bucks. Everybody likes saving some money. And if you're going to use some products, you might as well use Mars products, because they're some of the best around, and save yourself a couple of bucks while you're doing it. So thank you very much, MARSHYDRO, for continuing to support the channel. Anyway, thank you very much, MARSHYDRO. Now, let's get back to the show. Holy smokes! Just wow, this is looking so good. This plant right here is doing some foxtailing. See that right there? That's what's called foxtailing. It's a little bit of extended growth at the tip. Generally at the tip, sometimes you get little fingers that come out the side, shoot out the sides and stuff. But generally, from my understanding, what foxtailing is just a little more growth than they need. It's generally a side of pushing a plant a little too far. Only the one plant is foxtailing. This one here's got foxtail, but this is the same. This is this plant right here. This one here is doing some tailing at the top, but nothing else is. Everything else is looking freaking fine. Holy smokers. Yeah, looking real good in here otherwise. Yeah, so I don't know. Whatever. It's just, it is what it is. I believe, correct me in the comments if I'm wrong, but if I'm not mistaken, foxtailing is really only a problem when you're doing, like, when you're selling it. Because it's usually a chunk that gets trimmed off, so it's a waste of growth, and or if it's there, it's just not a pretty sight. Generally, not ideal, but like it's more buds, so I don't really care. Unless anybody's got an idea in the comments why that's a bad thing, I don't really care. I don't sell my weed. Shelf appeal means nothing to me. Anyway, I'm still using the automatic watering system from Mars. It's working really well. The only thing I don't like about it is the fact that it gives the exact same amount of water to each plant, essentially. And sometimes one of the plants might want a little bit more. Sometimes one of them is a little thirstier than the other, and you can't really control that. If anything, if one of them needs more than the others, like when there's water sitting in the tray at the bottom, if one of them is dry and all the other three have water in them, then obviously that one is drinking more. And I'll take a ladle of water and add a little bit to that by hand to kind of balance it out. But yeah. Okay, I just fed them last night, so they don't need to be fed right now. I probably should have recorded it, but I'll show you what I'm feeding them. All right, here's what I'm using. I'm using this Advanced Nutrients pH Perfect line. There's our CalMag. I start with CalMag right off the bat. Then I go into an even amount of Grow, Micro, Macro, and Bloom. And then I've got a little bit of Big Bud Booster down here. We get some Bud Candy. And then right at the end, we got a little bit of Overdrive. This is just some extra nutrients. And there's a pH down bottle. And between that, the trenching pen, so I can see my ppm and my pH meter here. Between all those, we got this thing down right. I really like this pH Perfect stuff. This stuff's amazing right here. So the pH Perfect tech. My water is just a little over 7 out of the tap. It's about 7.2 or something like that. And I put these nutrients in, and it brings it down to about 6.3. Pretty much perfect. Pretty much pH perfect. Yep. Not sponsored or anything, but I do really like them. Anyway, folks, that's about it for the 5x5 here. Next week, I'm going to be looking at this through a microscope. We've got, by the timelines, we've got maybe 2 weeks left, maybe a week and a half left. Maybe next week I might even need to harvest. It's looking close, man. Some of those buds are huge and ready and dense, and they gotta be close, man. They gotta be really close. Anyway, that's it for this tent. Oh Okay, here we are in the 2x4 tent with the clones. Man, look at these things. These ladies have grown a lot. Look at these little ones down here, little tinies, and then these big ones in these pots. It's really liking the soil. It's liking the nutrients I'm giving it. Something it's liking. It's doing good, doing mighty good. Speaking of doing good, you know what's not doing good is this thing, the mother. I am absolutely blown away at how much this thing drinks. It is thirsty every 2 days. And check this out, everybody. There's some weird speckling. Can anybody in the comments tell me what happened here with the speckling? I'd be scared it's bugs if I saw any. I took a good look in here. I don't see any bugs. But yeah, the speckling all over the plants. It doesn't really matter. I'm kind of done with it. But yeah, that speckling is weird. I don't know what this is. So if anybody in the comments has got a freaking idea, I'd love to hear what your thoughts are on this thing. But yeah, it doesn't matter. I'm done with it. I don't need this thing. This thing's compost now. I got what I need. I got 3 plants that are nice and healthy-ish looking. And yeah, we're going to grow those up a little bit more, and then we're going to flip them into flower, and we're going to start spraying one of them with colloidal silver to force it into creating some pollen, and then it will pollinate the other 2, and we'll get a bunch of seeds. This is Cherry Kush CBD. It's a 1-to-1 strain, somewhere around 12% THC and CBD. It's delicious. It tastes like cherries, and it has lots and lots and lots of CBD in it. So I love it, and I want it, and I can't get any more seeds. The company that sold it stopped selling them. So to my knowledge, if I don't do this, I can't get them anymore, ever. So I have to do this. That's what's going on. Well, folks, that's about today's episode, all wrapped up in a nice bow. So thank you very much for hanging out here with me today. And if you did like it, like the video, take a quick moment, hit that little like button down there. It means a lot to me, the channel, the growth, the potential of getting the channel out there and stuff. It goes on likes and shares and stuff. So if you could share it and like it and stuff like that, that'd be great. And hey, subscribe if you're not already. And if you do those things already, thank you very much. So next week, we're going to have to look at these flowering plants under the digital microscope because it's close. I checked it the other day. It's not ready yet, but it's going to be by next week it might be ready. Who knows? The clones are looking good. I haven't moved them yet. I keep saying I'm going to move them, and then I roll another week on and still haven't done it yet. Honestly, there's a lot to do. We've started the process, but we have to kind of repack half of our bedroom in order to get that thing to fit in there properly. So stay tuned. Next week, there'll be some updates and some new news and all that kind of jazz. Maybe we'll see some action on those outdoors. Maybe we'll see something has flipped, hopefully. Anyway, that's it. Thank you very much. Have a good one. I'll see you next time. Cheers. There you go, chickens. Aren't you excited? Yeah, they'll check through it. They'll eat a little bit of it, but